It's hot in here, y'all. So y'all know who it is. MetroMeta, the one who stands above everybody else. At least, you know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So, it's nice to see everybody again. I know I've been gone for a little while. I'm excited to be making content again. So I graduated from school, so there's probably going to be a lot more content coming out, especially while I'm at least searching for a job. But there's a few exciting things coming out. I'm trying to, you know, make my platform better. We're still working with the camera. I know it's not the best setup right now, but we're working with that to make that even better. So without further ado, why don't we take a moment, take a deep breath, thank whoever you want to thank, and remember to rise above. Today, my loyal fan base, the Metas, I shall name you. We're talking about something very interesting. The Percy Jackson universe. The Percyverse. The Jackson-verse. The J-verse. Demigod-verse. It's one of my favorite series. And Disney just announced that there will be a TV series based on the very first book in the Percy Jackson series. I just want to take a moment for all my fan base, Let me. A moment for my fan base so you can see what I did for y'all. No. No. Another video I didn't make. Nah, that was the hero thing. Check out my other MetroMetas. Y'all know what it is. Nah, that's Dragon Prince.
Should've made that one. Run 09. I got like 3 things in here. Alright.
Right here. 2 months old, I wrote up a script for a video about what I wanted from the Percy Jackson videos. I never filmed it, but I made it. We don't need that. Why? Because we're the best player in the game. That's facts, man. That's facts, my man. So, I'm so excited for this new Rick Riordan verse. Side note, my greatest sin. This is my copy of Percy Jackson. I know. It's sickening. This is my only copy of Percy Jackson. All my other copies, look at these. Original print, baby. Original covers. I started with the movie book. Matter of fact, I didn't even read the movie. I didn't read the first book. I still haven't read the first book. I watched the movie and then went straight to the book series. And let me tell you, that book series, if you don't know what happened in the first book, mad weird. But I love this book series. It's honestly one of the book series that got me into reading in general. Like, the Kane Chronicles are one of my favorite books. And I'm so excited for this new series. I want to talk about what I like about this and what things I want. So for those of you guys who don't know, Rick Riordan announced after tons of fan outrage that Disney's going to be putting the Percy Jackson series on Disney Plus as a season 1 show. So excited. I'll probably cover every single episode. Might even go back and I'm so excited for this. So the Percy Jackson series is a demigod mythological series, and it's set in the modern day, and I'm excited to see what it is because the series itself sort of has a sort of Disney Channel Descendants like campy vibe. So putting it on Disney Plus is perfect, and now they have a whole first season for just the first book. And there are 5 of the first books, which is a pretty amazing series if you haven't read it. And then you have everything else. Like you have, let me see up here. You have the 7 heroes of the prophecies, Heroes of Olympus series, which happens after that. Then of course you have the Mangus Chase series. Then you have the Dark Prophecy series, which I got pretty far in that. I still need to read Tyrant's Tomb and Tristan Strong. And then of course you have my favorite book series Rick Riordan ever wrote, the Kane Chronicles, starting with, The Red Pyramid. For those of you guys, if you have not read The Red Pyramid, read this book. I read it like maybe 5 times. It's amazing. One of my favorites. Sorry about the coins. So off the bat, what do I want for this? Obviously, Rick Riordan's going to be more involved, so keeping it closer to the source material and giving people a lot more time to build up on the characters. I'd honestly, even if they took like 2 seasons or a season and a half for the first book, I'd be super excited for that. Action's probably going to be one of the few things that they're going to have trouble with, action and CGI. But seeing what The Mandalorian has been able to do, and when you look at, they were using Unreal for the After Effects on it, which is a little bit less expensive but still pretty nice. I'm pretty excited to see what they can do with the action and the CGI in this show. And finally, honestly, I'm excited for this because Rick Riordan is one of those authors who, he's one of those authors that the Tumblr, Twitter people always get scared that he's going to say something like racist or say something sexist. He's like, everybody's scared he's going to turn into J.K. Rowling. And he had a tweet a couple days ago where he's like, I'm problematic. I know I'm problematic, and I just continue to grow. And you see that in the way Rick Riordan both carries himself, because he does make more diverse books, and you can tell that as he became more of an established author, he got to do way more with his books. Like, the original Percy Jackson had a little bit of some more progressive ideals in it, but afterwards, once he established himself with the Percy Jackson series, with the Kane Chronicles, and the Heroes of Olympus, he was able to do so much more progressive characters. In the Mangus Chase series, he has a straight-on, non-binary character who's one of my favorite characters he's ever written. She's amazing. And so I'm really excited to see what she can do. And I'm also really excited because Rick Riordan has built a platform with himself. It's called, let me get it out. I got a lot of books up here. Here we go. Rick Riordan Presents. If you guys haven't read any of these, they are amazing. Basically what Rick Riordan said was, because he did sort of start his own genre, this modern mythological genre, and there's a lot of authors that were trying to get into this space, and there are a lot of different just ancient mythologies that people wanted him to cover. They wanted him to cover like Japanese mythology, more African mythology, and he said, I can't do all that and give it just the grandeur you deserve. And you can see that with the Red Pyramid, that he was really trying his best to be just to be good to be substantial to the culture. Like, he tried his best in these books to be like, okay, we're going to give some respect to ancient Egypt, we're going to do this correctly. And he even somewhat talked to a lot of the difficulties that African Americans might face as a demigod. Like, one of the scenes for me that has always stood out was Carter was talking about his father, and how his father told him he has to carry himself differently because he is an African American man. And as a young African American man who heard that from my mother a lot of times, it really stood out to me that yes, even though Carter is a demigod, or Carter is possessed by a demon, or possessed by a god, even though Carter is like basically the new king of Egypt, he still has this on his mind. He still has on his mind of how he needs to carry himself. And so I'm really excited, especially because Rick Riordan, again, he is good at writing progressive work. We see that with his work. But he's also good at finding great talent with things like Rick Riordan Presents, where he went out and he found a bunch of people who can write similar stories to him that are great in the same ancient, in the same sort of genre. He said, okay, I like your story, I'll read it, I'll help you edit it, I'll help you market it, I'll put my name on it, and people are gonna buy it because my name's on it, and then they're gonna buy your next book because your name's on it. And you could tell that he's uplifting the culture. Like, he's seriously though, he's the one guy who came down and said, we're gonna uplift the culture with my name. I put my name on he puts his name on it because this is Rick Riordan Presents. He's presenting you with this, and I'm excited to see, especially if this show is successful. And they go, because this genre is one of the genres I think overall is good for television anime, because there's some CGI, but you can fudge it. Like, you don't need big budgets like the Avengers. Like, if you watch like a made for Disney Avengers movie, it's not gonna feel the same as like an Avengers. But with this, it's more on characters, it's more on action, less about the CGI, and there's so many more areas they can go. And with Rick Riordan Presents, where he basically has collected several authors with amazing stories, I've read several of them that could really be built out into their own shows. He could really become just a lightning rod for what's to come in the future. So I'm really excited for this next show. I don't have any casting ideas. I don't do well with casting. I just want somebody make them as faithful to the source material as possible while taking some chances. Just do what they can to make it as good as possible. I'm super excited to see how this turns out, and unfortunately because of COVID they're not going to be filming soon, but for me, fortunately, because that means they have more pre-production time. And I feel like when it comes to just any art form, the more pre-production you have, the better you have it. But those are my ideals for this, and I'd like to see what you guys have to say in the comments. So that's your boy MetroMeta. Remember to rise above, and I'll see you. Alright, everybody, y'all know who it is, MetroMeta and
at one Marcus Flowers.
And we'd like to thank you for watching and listening to our content. We'd like to thank you even more if you leave a like, a comment,
Subscribe, definitely subscribe. We need that. Subscribe, subscription.
Hey, don't forget to share with all your friends, and tell us how you feel.
And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that you got it from 26 and Glencoe Media Network.
Keep it real.